So let's start with a new project, architectural template. And we're going to draw grids and levels. And the first thing we want to do is actually set up our levels. That's so that when we draw our grid system, they'll extend up all the way through all of the levels that we're going to create. If we don't do that, then we have to go to each view and drag up our grid lines in order to get them to appear in our plan views. So I'm going to go to any elevation here. I'll go to the south elevation. And first thing I'll do is I'll change level 2. I'm going to call this top of steel. And we're going to go ahead and set this for, I think it is, I used 82 feet in the last example. So we'll do that. And we'll make one more grid line, or excuse me, one more level line, because we're going to need it later on. And so I'm going to come in and rename this one, and we'll call this top of column. And we're going to make sure that this one is set for 80 feet, at least to start with. Okay, so now when we do anything in our level construction, our grid lines will extend all the way up. So I'm going to zoom out here because we're going to make a relatively large grid system. I'm going to grab the grid tool and draw our first line. And then I'm going to select it and copy it down. Oops. Try that again. And we're going to make 4 bays in each direction, 65 feet of spacing. Four bays in that direction, good. And you can tell it's not quite square. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this out. I mean, what I mean by that is that our other grid's going to go exactly symmetrically in the other direction. So I know we need it to be a little larger. Let me just... And we'll start with our vertical grid lines now. And this time I want to change the, this one numbered. And so with the vertical ones, I'm going to actually letter those. So what I'll do is I'll make the first grid line that we're going to use. And I'll zoom in here and I'll call this A. And then I'll select it and copy it over, and it'll automatically increment up A, B, C, etc. So it's going A, B, C, D, E. And the last thing I want to do is get these elevation markers out so that we make sure that whenever we go to one of these elevations, we're able to capture the whole building's construction that we do, whatever in our work area here. Oops. Okay, so I think we're all set there. In the next clip, we'll look at the subgrid system.